What's up out there? For this week's Indie of the Week, I have selected this game, Sea of Survivors. Now, I am a very big Vampire Survivors fan. I love the game. I love the style of game. There are some great games in that genre. It's like created its whole new genre. And I love the concept. I love it. What I really like is when they do something, when the new games that come out in that genre do something unique and different. And this one is as unique and different as you can be. This has got a lot of Vampire Survivors in it. You'll see a lot of things in here, a lot of the same weapons, but they're totally revamped in a pirate themed game. So when I saw this one, I was instantly on board. This is created by Nah Yeah Games. It is $6.99 on Steam. I believe it's currently on sale, which is why I ended up picking it up so quickly. I think it might be part of the Steam, the big summer sale that's going on Steam right now. It is in early access, and so there's a lot more to come with this. This one's got the same amount of grip on me that Vampire Survivors did when I first started playing it. So if we go into this game, you will be greeted by whatever, like they don't have names on this stuff, but there's different sections here to choose from, probably names down here, but you've got this, which is basically like your treasure. So you've got different things. As you find things in the game, they will populate in here. So like I've gotten a golden pearl at some point. I've gotten this curse wood. So this is just to, I guess, show you what you've found. Kind of like Vampire Survivor does when you unlock a new item or whatever, it shows up. There's also different weapons, so I've unlocked several weapons. I can't remember exactly what you start off with. The cannon for sure, I believe it's 4 things. I believe you start off with the cannon, the sabers, the harpoon, and the shuriken shot. I might be wrong on that. You may only start off with 1 or 2 of these. The cannons for sure. Cannons I don't like at all. Upgraded, they're not bad, I guess, but there's much better options. Once I found the harpoon, it was game over. But there's a bunch of other stuff like blunderbuss, ambushers, whirlpools, trident of Tempestus. So that's, you can like see what you found over here. Up here is like a bounty board, so they tell you different things to go try and do. So like if we reach 100% crit chance during a voyage, it'll fill this in. I think these are like achievements you can get. And then each section, so the beginnings has a section, then there is the Grand Deep. So there's like different areas of the game. I haven't exactly figured out where they all cut over at, but there's different areas, different maps you can go to. Like when we go into start, there's Middle Deep or East Deep. There's different sections of the game. Like I said, I'm still not sure exactly what that means yet. And maybe maybe because it's in early access, we don't have all of that fleshed out yet. I've only put an hour and a half, 2 hours into this, but over here, we've got the ability to hire people. And if you mouse over them somewhere, it tells you like, this increases turn speed. This crewmate doesn't charge for their skills, so they are free, and they offer lifeguards. So this one is increased projectile speed. I'm going to guess as I use them, they level up and offer more items. This one increases projectile spread, not speed, spread. And you can hire them. I don't know if that cost goes into every time you go out. I'm not sure how that works. Is it a one-time 100 doubloon cost or whatever? I'm not sure, but I've hired them and I'm rolling out and testing them. When you're in the game, it doesn't actually show where they're at, so it's more you have to go into the tavern to deal with them. Over here we have, if you play Vampire Survivors, there's the it's kind of like Vampire Survivors pulls in the rogue style game where you can improve skills over time. So as you get enough currency to buy upgrades, you get permanent upgrades to like Wrath, which increases damage or increased fire rate, increased turning speed, things like that. So these are all, this is just like Vampire Survivors. Once you've got enough coins in there, you come out, you can upgrade stuff in between matches and then go into the match with more armor, more attack speed, stuff like that. So this is the same type of deal that Vampire Survivors has. Then as we go into the game itself, we're going to select a boat and we're going to go out on a mission. I'm not sure why you would take these. So I had 2 to begin with, and now I've got 3. This one says health pickups no longer drop. Probably an achievement associated with that, but that sounds bad and I don't want it. You've got make enemies faster. So there's modifiers to the game, probably to make it more difficult. And now I've got this third one, which is Curse of Longing. Bottled maps lead to undiscovered locations and don't drop if all locations are discovered. So I guess that's a way of getting different randoms. You'll see what the bottles are. So you've got, okay, so it is going to cost 200 to take those NPCs out. You can select your weapon from all the different weapons you've got unlocked, which I'm going to start off with the harpoon. This is basically, trying to think of what it would be, maybe the knife in Vampire Survivors. The trident, that is more of, well, the lightning stuff in, kind of the lightning thing, but in Vampire Survivors, the lightning weapon goes off in random areas. This just fires out of your ship. So it's kind of similar to that in some ways. Blunderbuss ambushers have barrels that just follow you and shoot. They're kind of hilarious. More of a satellite thing that spins around. The shuriken shot, it's kind of weird. It says it fires from the sides, but it shoots more to the front. I wished it shot more backwards, because when you're running forward, all this, you're like kiting things around. It's all behind, and this thing shoots out forward. I'm not a fan of starting with it. Cannon shoots off to the side. It's, I don't really like it that much. It's kind of tough. Barrels, this just drops explosive barrels off to the side. And then the Whirlpool Spawner is really cool. It's a good second weapon. So it's like the holy water in Vampire Survivors, where it like spawns a circle of death, and then you can lead things through them. Sabers are little swords off the side of the ship, more for very close melee. And then we're back to the harpoon. Over here on the port, you've got Middle Deep and East Deep. I don't remember how I exactly unlocked that, but you unlock it and you've got another area to spawn from. And there's different POIs in each area, I believe. So once you've cleaned one area out, you go to the next one, I think. I'm not exactly sure yet. So we go up and we set sail. And then at this screen, it took me a minute to figure this out. So the game was ultimately very frustrating to begin with, but as I spent time with it and figured it out, there's a lot of reward for figuring this game out. So you're given a box. Now, every time you level up, you're going to be given another choice. And at first, you'll notice that I have the harpoon down here. I didn't understand what these 4 boxes are, but you can have 4 weapons or 4 items that maybe, I'm assuming they're all weapons, but you could put cannons up here. You could put the blunderbuss stuff over here. You can actually put 4 different weapons. It takes a while to play this before you actually unlock that. So I wasn't sure what these were at first. And the first thing I did was, stupidly, I wasn't paying attention. I clicked on this, and it gives you 3 options, and I just started going from over here. I'm like, okay, whatever. What you actually want to do is chain these weapons. I mean, it's kind of obvious now, but you want to chain this stuff together. And as you select a different spot, depending on what's next to it, you'll notice that this changes. You'll see when we level up. So I'm going to go in here. If I look at this is a harpoon. It doesn't say it here, but this has like tags on it. So you've got tethered, cluster. It increases projectile speed and range. So you kind of got to go and think about this. Tethered only affects chained weapons. Cluster grows from stronger from each linked treasure. Chained connected over multiple links. Linked directly touching another treasure. So what you want to do is position these pieces on this board in a way that makes things better. You'll see it as we go. So there's increased movement speed. We've got chance for critical hit. Increased speed and range. So we're going to use this harpoon. I want this thing to move faster and hit harder. So if I select this over here, you'll see the speed has a +3 modifier on it. This is actually modifying the weapon speed, which you'll notice that under here, this is for the harpoon. It's going to talk about the speed. So I could pick either one. I'm going to go up this direction because I anticipate getting a weapon fairly quickly. So that leads me to this up here, which is 1, 2, 3 nodes from chaining this together. So I'm going to select that. And then we're going to hit embark. As soon as I hit embark, we're going to start moving. When you start moving, the movement was one of the biggest things that drove me off of this. What I'm going to show, it starts off fairly quick, so I want to explain it a little bit here before we get started. But when I click embark, you're going to move. If you move the mouse out farther, it makes it more difficult. The first thing I would recommend is moving the mouse crosshair fairly close so that you can adjust the ship fairly quickly. If you move it too far away or off to the side, it gets wonky, and it's that this thing controls like that Bennett Foddy game, the getting over it thing. Like, it's got really stupid controls, but it adds to the challenge. So put the crosshairs right in front of the ship and travel that way. Now, when you get I don't know if you caught it there, but we got a message in a bottle. So you can select up to 3 things. You've got unknown or treasure or a weapon. So I'm going to go for a weapon, and it's going to put this crosshairs on the screen. Now, if you right click, you will get a map, and you'll see different POIs. So over here, we've got Temple of Nautilia, and so there's probably something cool there. The hideout is your hideout. If you go there, it will actually take you back to your place. So you can leave the map if you want. There is a timer. I haven't reached the end of the timer yet. I usually die or leave. But then there's other things like Island Village, Pirate Fort, Weapons Cache. So there's a weapon there, weapon there, weapon there. Temple of Tempestus, which I've already got that weapon. Another weapons cache. Felled Cursewood Isle. If you go to this thing, it gives you the cursed wood that heals your damage. Now, you'll notice that this is leading off in this direction here. So we don't know what's down here, but there's something down that the message in a bottle is leading us to. So we'll travel this direction. Now, unlike Vampire Survivors, this just shows this area. I feel like Vampire Survivors gave you a thing that got bigger as you got closer to the target, but this one doesn't. Okay, so we've now leveled up. So when we level up, we click on this box, and it gives us 3 new choices. So I can get 100 doubloons at the end of the run, or I could increase crit damage, or we could increase turning speed. I want to take this to increase crit damage. And so if I put it here, we're going to gain 10% crit damage, which is this here that's changing, and plus 3 speed, because we're now connecting it to this. So if I go over here, it's going to be 5 and 3, 5 and 3, 5 and 3. So if I want the best crit damage bonus, I would come down here and get 10 and 3. So it's going to increase my crit damage 10% and increase the speed plus 3. I kind of want to take this up here though, but that's a worse, I want to get it going this way, but it's actually worse stats. So I'm going to put this down here because it's the better of the stats. I don't know if that's a good choice or not, but that's what I'm going to select. Now, if I wanted to gain levels fast, I would go fight enemies. You'll notice that I gain XP up here in this bar, and it drops a gold piece. That's just like Vampire Survivors. It will drop gold or whatever, and when you kill the enemy, you get the XP. I wasn't sure if I had to collect it took me a minute to figure out that those are doubloons that drop off, and you get the XP when you kill the enemy. So there's gold out there. I don't think there's one of those things that pulls all the gold together. So if you wanted to collect gold, you'd probably have to circle strafe the enemies and come back and get the gold. But it's basically the same thing as Vampire Survivors. You're going to notice that there is enemies that spawn, and you have to carefully navigate through them. You do have a health bar up here. As you hit enemies, it will drop. Like I said, you can go get that wood thing that regenerates your health. You could do that, it slowly regenerates health, but don't take damage. It looks like we're getting to our destination. Leveled up, click the box. We're going to be given some choices. So we could increase fire rate. We could increase damage. I think I want to do increased fire rate. So this one increases the cooldown a little bit. I'm not sure if that's a good thing or a bad thing. It's the same choice either way. But if I put it here, I also increase my crit damage. I'm going to take this one because it's going to line me up for putting something into that. What I'm trying to do is chain these together to connect to that weapon sooner. Because what we're going to do is we're going to arrive at this island, and now we need to raid this island. So when you're it doesn't define the radius, but when you're within a radius of this island, we're going to now start capturing the island. And you'll see the bar at the bottom down here is moving around. And you have to drive around the island and fight this stuff off. You're not actually shooting the island. At first, I thought I was shooting the island. All you're doing is just like capture the flag. Not capture the flag, but I'm going to ram into those guys just because need the space. So this is like capturing a point in Battlefield where you got to stand on it for a certain amount of time. So this is basically the level up screen, except we've captured a weapon. So now we've got this box. You select the box and it's going to give us a choice. Cannons, I'm not that big a fan on. And if I highlight this, you can see that it can select any of these spots. Sabers are kind of cool, but they're very close. You'd have to stay fairly close to get them. We could also skip it, but we lose some XP. I want this trident. And this is basically, it's just like Vampire Survivors. So I'm going to put the trident here, and once it connects, it's going to get all these bonuses. So right now, it's got this stuff here. So it's going to bounce twice. We're going to have speed of 120, crit damage 200, damage 32. So we're going to embark off, and you'll see that it's going to shoot off lightning out. So now I've got another message in a bottle I want to go get. We've leveled up, so we go select a box. And now I get a chance to connect these. I think I want to take more damage. So if I pick this one, we're going to gain 6, 3, and 5 for the harpoon. If I go here, we're going to gain 6 and 5 for the harpoon, but we're going to add 3, 10, 18, and 10 for this little trident thing. Now it connects it all together. So we should be getting bonuses for all of this stuff. And I'm not sure if this connects all together exactly, or if this one, the Wrath here, only selects to that. I'm not sure. Haven't figured that out yet. So we're going to go kill some of these guys off, try to get this message in a bottle. What I like is that I can stay close to these things here, and it shoots off into those. The cannon just shoots off to the side, and you really have to control because it shoots off to the side, you basically have to turn, and when it fires, a lot of times it fires ahead of them, and it doesn't hit the monsters, or the boats. That's why I don't like the cannon. But it's like your shitty starting weapon. Okay, leveled up. Choose this. Projectile amount. What happens if we put that here? We're going to gain a bunch of points into everything. If I go, let's see. So we get 3, 3, 6, 5, 5. This one, we don't get any of the other benefits. So what I've found is that if I mouse over this, it's going to say that I get 3 and 1 here. So we're going to gain a little bit of damage. But if I mouse over this one, where was that? There was a different one that got, I thought there was one that got a bunch of other bonuses. Maybe not. This one, 5, 5, an extra 1 there. This one might be the better one because it looks like it gives the most options. So I'm going to put that there. Then we're going to go back and embark. And we're going to get another choice. So we could do another weapon, but I know where a bunch of weapons are. I'm going to go for treasure this time. So we're going to go kill some stuff off. Now, if I right click, you'll see that this is where I started. And this is now a POI. This is going to take me off this way somewhere. I'm not sure where it's going. It could go over to here. It doesn't really tell you on the map where you're going. Oh, there was a life, so I can restore some life. And we leveled up. So we're going to go in here. Max health, fire rate, or armor. I'm feeling fire rate at the moment. So if I select this one, this is a little better. Increases the cooldown a little bit more. I'm not sure if cooldown's good or bad, but if I put it here, and the weird thing is, like, here I don't get any benefits but cooldown. So if I put it here, I get more crit damage and speed. I think I'll go for that. I need to look up and see if they actually tell you what cooldown is, because I don't know if that means it takes longer to cool down or if it speeds the cooldown up. Leveled up again, so we come in here. I'm going to do more. I want chance for critical hit. We have 0 chance right now. We could do more damage. I think I'll take crit chance. So if I put this in here, we get 10% crit, 3, 1, no extra there. So like this one gives me, if I compare this one, I get plus 5 cooldown, plus 10 crit. but I don't get any extra damage. If I go over here, I get cooldown, crit, and damage. So I'll go there and pick that one. And I've got health pickups here, health pickup there. Every once in a while, these ships spawn, and they can give you other items too. So we level up again. We could do turning speed. We'll do max health this time. So down here, there's 700 health. So I get plus 100 there, plus 50, plus 150 there, 50, 50, 150 there. This one gives me 3-in-1 damage and crit. No extra damage. I'll go with this one because it gives more damage and more crit. So then we can come up close to this guy, fight him a little bit. And we're starting to generate red numbers, which is crit. I didn't want to hit that, but okay. Bump up a little bit in... now we get projectile bounce. Projectile bounce is great. That means it's going to hit more than one thing. So we'll try to go for, I don't know, this one. I still don't know what that cooldown is. I don't know if that's bad, but we're getting +1 on everything with no cooldown on this. So maybe I'll take that there. And we killed him off, so we get a chest. Again, the turning is difficult. I know I can increase my turn radius. I've not done that yet. Let's see, we'll do... I don't want to increase crit damage. I want to increase regular damage. This is a +11 and +5. If I take it at that spot. Nothing is better, so we'll do that. I think it's probably because it's chaining a bunch of stuff together. So you could probably go by tethered and clustered. So I'm guessing the tags help. I just mouse over it. I'm sure there's a way of gamifying that and figuring out what's better. We're going to get this box, which gives me different choices. So we could get 2,000 doubloons at the end of the run. We could move faster when traveling upwards. Okay. Tether, double the damage of weapons that do under 50 damage. So this is very close. I don't think I want to... I'm not sure I want to take that. I think I want to take the 2,000 doubloons. So if I put this here, we're going to add crit. Nothing there. Cooldown. Looks like I'll just take this one because it adds more damage. Then we come blasting through this stuff. I wanted to go probably wherever this is going. This is taking me to some treasure. So I'll follow that. And now we're going to get new enemies. These things explode. You can actually chain those enemies together. There'll be a ring of these guys popping out at some point. Let's see. In critical hit damage, increased fire rate. I'm always a fan of increased fire rate. So increased fire rate. Is that what cooldown is? Is just higher, better? That's 15 and 5 for crit percent, or I get 20. I think I'll go there because I get a little bit of crit percent chance as well. So this is basically the game. Is going through, and it's just like Vampire Survivors. The control scheme is a little weird because you have to control it with the mouse. You can do keyboard or controller. Just the mouse seems fine for me. Once I got used to this, it's gotten a lot better, but it took a while to get used to. And like I said, the closer that you put the mouse, the better it is because it feels more controllable. What do we got here? Oh, this is Merchant Shipwreck. Okay, I've not seen that before. So we'll go kill off this. So I've spent a lot of time worrying about weapons and like mobility and stuff. You can get increased turn speed. You can get increased speed of the ship, which I haven't really felt the need to like go faster. I do take it from time to time. Mostly I take weapon spread, weapon speed, damage, stuff like that. Try to increase, because like you can see how many monsters there are. Or not monsters, but you can see how many ships are coming around. Like there's a ton. So you know what? I will take move speed on this one. Oh no, increased projectile speed and range. That's what we're going to go with. That gives me 9 and 18. 9 and 18 with a 3-in-1 damage. 9 and 18 with faster cooldown. Or more cooldown. We'll try that out. Yeah, I think the higher cooldown means that it fires faster. That must be how that's to be interpreted. Okay, so we got a new item here. We can do Move speed for each empty linked slot. I don't know that I want that. Doubles max health, but nah, I don't want to do that. Faster traveling when going upwards. Sure, I guess that's what we're going to take. I guess we'll do cooldown. Get some health out of that, and then we could spin around. So you'll notice things are getting a lot more hectic. We'll do treasure again. This is going down. We could go get another weapon. I think we'll do that. Instead of going for more treasure, we'll go for a weapon real fast. We're starting to come across the top, so we could get over to another weapon and tie it together. I don't know if it's level 12 or timed. I don't know if it's a time thing or a level thing, but these fish will start coming along and they do not move. So you can use that to your advantage. Like I believe they hurt enemy ships and stuff. Maybe they don't. I thought they did. But you'll take damage from them, so you kind of got to get around them. But they will hurt. Let's see, where are we going? To weapons cache, which is over here, so we need to go slightly up. So yeah, this is basically the entire game. I'll try to finish out a run here. I'm having a blast playing this. If you like the Vampire Survivors style, and this is kind of a reskin, I don't want to use that term negatively, but this is like a theme. A better terminology would be theme. This is a pirate-themed version of Vampire Survivors. I like how they've got this janky-ass ship that you got to control. Like, this thing is horrible. It's got the drive capacity of a big ship. Like you're turning this monster ship. And I think it's really cool because the ship is fairly large, so it controls like a large ship. And it just feels, it's got an interesting feel to it. Increased critical hit damage, chance to critical hit. I think we'll go up in that. Can we get better than 10%? There's 15. I think we'll go with that. Bump that up quite a bit. I need to get my health going, which we should go up to this tree up here. Get that health regen going. Oh, wow. You do move faster going up. Holy cow. All right. We need to avoid those because they explode. Don't want to take damage from that, but we did. That is a definite difference in upwards mobility. So we're going to capture this off. What was this? A weapons cache. And because these guys explode, this is going to hurt. Oh, but yeah, we've got that upward. So that's kind of an interesting strategy. If you're going straight up, you do move faster. So, yeah, that's kind of crazy. All right, we're going to take the blunderbuss ambushers and throw those over there. So what these guys are going to do... Oh, no, that's going to hurt. Yeah, about end of the run. That's this little guy down here, here, and here. So those things, we can't take any damage. We're going to have to be careful. And I don't want to move too fast going up. These guys take a lot of damage. We need to really be careful. Now, these guys are dropping this guy here. Oh, yep, that ended the run. He drops these barrels that make you explode. All right, so that's the end of the run. So you get this thing. It tells you what you've done. You can go look at the map if you want. You can look at the different treasure that you've got. I guess that's a treasure screen is what they call that. So you put your weapons in the corners. One thing I didn't get into is you'll notice that there's these little white dots on each one of these. I don't know what I would call those. They're like an enhancement or something. So if you get the Whirlpool one, by default, you on the single white dot, the Whirlpool hurts you. When you get the second one and put it in there and socket that in, you get the chance of the Whirlpool not hurting you. So you can just drive right through it, which makes the weapon that much better. I have not seen the second version of all these, but there's like an upgrade, I guess you'd call it. So there's an upgrade to it. So I haven't seen that. And then we look at what our crew did. They gained some XP. I guess this guy means if I have this one, crewmate doesn't, prevents crewmates from being lost at sea when sinking. So I'm guessing when I die, if I have him, I don't lose these two. Maybe that's how to interpret that. I'm not sure. Then you have to come over here and click menu and hide out to get back over to here. And then everything starts over. So you can come in here, you can take your doubloons and you can upgrade, do whatever you want. Buy different mateys if you have them. You go check out, whatever you've unlocked, things like that. So that is Sea of Survivors. I've had a blast playing this game. I love that there's so much similar to Vampire Survivors here. I love how similar it is. I can look at this and I can say, I see where this is a direct ripoff of Vampire Survivors, but how they've changed it into the pirate theme. The other thing I haven't talked about is the music. I think the music in this is great. And the audio, we'll just start a real quick one here. If I don't know, we'll just throw something in here, go in. The music is very pirate themed. The audio is fairly good. But you don't get, what I like about it is that I don't hear sea shanty. Like whimsical sea shanty, I don't know, some of that gets overdone sometimes. I think the music in this really fits. Another thing I would speak to before we jump out of here is the animations. Like all the different animations that you get on this are really good. Like the aesthetic, I like the blue and gold. Like you've got that pirate, the colors that they've chosen for this is gold, like wood colored. I feel like it's more gold colored for some of this, doubloons and gold, stuff like that. But you've got the blue of the sea, you've got the gold and wood color. It just, the aesthetic of it, the animations of these little guys rowing, like you can see the guy rowing the boat. And when you got the big cluster of enemies rowing together, all the different, like this has got armor on it, and you knock the armor off, you can see the armor falling off. Like I think there's a lot of attention to detail. I've been really paying attention to how this plays. And you got the little currents, eddy currents that come in behind everything. I'm not really paying attention. I'm just kind of selecting stuff as we go through here. But between the music and just the entire theme, the damage with the little skull and crossbones pops up. I love it. I think they've done a phenomenal job. The forts look like forts. They've got like cannons and cannonballs and stuff on here. Like I just think the entire aesthetic of this whole thing, the audio, the visual, it really does a good job. And it's not overbearing. I think is the biggest thing that I want to say is the colors are a bit muted. They're not like super bright and just in your face, garish looking or whatever you want to use for a word there. But the audio is really good. It doesn't really beat you in the head with sea shanty type stuff. Like it just so much. I just think it's very cool. I think it's a really cool. Even like these guys, you'll notice that these little boats here, they've got swinging swords on the side. That's that saber weapon that you can get. So like the weapons you get are on enemies, you have to be up close for that thing to work. So I don't know. I love the aesthetic. I love the audio. It's just everything meshes together fairly well. And I don't have any complaints about it. My early complaints were more to do with the way it controls and how it feels. But once you kind of get used to this game, it plays well and it's fine. So yeah, I dig it. I think this is a great game. I think it's definitely well worth passing on. It is early access. Hoping to see how this goes and see where it ends up, because I think this is a very cool game. And also the little detail that you've got that chest that's on this. When you kill this, you get that chest. So there's it's just a lot of nice little details in here. But anyway, that is going to do it for this video. We will catch you on the next one. I'm happy to share this one. This is a really solid game to share. So anyway, that'll do it for this one. We will catch you on the next one. Take care.